Hello and welcome to the penultimate free astrology class with Sue Carberry for beginners and refreshers. And we have these monthly calls. Who am I? I'm your host, Althea Finch. I'm the creator of the pain-free method. How to be pain-free or symptom-free by tuning into you. And you can find out more about that at painfreedom.co.uk. And as well as teaching people how to be pain-free, I host Sue's amazing guidance and teaching course, astrology for beginners and refreshers. And Sue, take it away. What would you like to be guiding us on today? How will you want to run this?
Okie dokie. You'll have to give me admin privileges too, by the way.
Oh, yep,
Um, I
on it.
did I did a visual representation, hand drawn, using a natural astrology. Um, and here's one of the pages. I uploaded them onto the WhatsApp group, and it gives you an actual visual representation of the movements of the planets. When I'm talking astrology, this is what I see in my mind, and I follow the arc. So have give me sharing privileges, and
Yep,
I
go on.
will.
You have it.
Cool. So I will. Cool. Right. Share. Where am I? Okie dokie. The first one is, let's have a look at the moon. Can you see that?
Not yet. Double
Okay.
click to enter full screen mode. Do you want to do that?
How's that, guys? Can you see it? Yes or no? I can't hear.
I can't see anything at the moment.
It looks like it's still trying.
Okay. Okay. Let's stop that. Share. Okay. And share that. Does that work? How's that? Can you let me know
Not
if you
yet.
guys,
Yeah, I can't see it yet. I got it. We got it.
you got it?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see the spiral?
Yes.
Okay. On the 1st of December, this is where the moon is. It is not to scale. Okay. I've just put a dot where it is on that date, not the degree. Can you see? And I took a photograph. Can you see? This is the natural zodiac starting with Aries. Okay. This is not a chart. This is just starting with the natural zodiac with the 12 houses ending in Pisces. Got it?
Yes.
Any further explanation on this? Right? No one's answered, so I'll move on. So on the 1st of the 12th, 1st of December, the moon was in Aries. Then on the 3rd of December, the moon was in Taurus. On the 5th of December, the moon was in Gemini, and so forth. There's the full moon because we know the sun is over here. This is also the new moon and the winter solstice on the 21st of December. So here is the movement, and it's not to the actual degree of the moon for a monthly cycle for this month of December. So when I'm in my mind visualizing where the moon is, this is what I see in my mind. Does everyone get this? Do I
I
need to
think
go
so.
over anything?
Yeah, what's that symbol in that well, it's not a house, is it? The not Sagittarius. What's that? Is that Virgo?
Okay, no, we got what Virgo is there? That's Capricorn. There's Sagittarius. So this is the 12 signs in order, starting with Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. This is what is called the natural zodiac, which starts with Aries, first house, and then goes anti-clockwise round. This is where the moon is on the 1st of December, 2025. And this is where the moon is on the 31st of December, 2025. And this spiral is its trajectory, or is its passage through the signs. And it will keep going in endless circles. And there's Earth in the middle. So that is a visual representation of the movement of the moon through the zodiac in 1 month. Everyone get it? If you got questions, speak up now, because I'm about to put January up, and then I'll do the planets.
You know, when so how the constellations are constantly in the place they are,
Hold
and
on,
then
hold on. Constellations are stars. These are planets. Constellations are the constellations of the stars.
but isn't that
That's a,
Sagittarius, Virgo?
that's astronomy. So you
Okay.
have the constellations that are Pisces, Aquarius, but the constellations, that's more in the, you're going into the realms of astronomy rather than astrology, because I don't take any notice of the
Okay.
constellations. There are fixed stars that you can pop in there, but that's advanced stuff. You can fine tune a chart with stars. And there are benevolent ones like Speaker, and there are malevolent ones like Algol, which is in the constellation of Medusa. And there's also there's things called the galactic center, which is the center of the universe, which is 28 degrees of Sagittarius. But where that's going into more advanced. Woo,
But isn't that
rewind.
but isn't that so you've got the astronomy constellations and you've got the astrology, what's happening
Mm.
here. But isn't that why is it not the same thing? I don't know. So the moon is going through the
No,
constellations.
no, no, no. Stop right there. One is considered a science that is trackable and is, astronomy is a science. Astrology is woo woo garbage in the eyes of an astronomer. If you talk to Brian Cox about astrology, he'll go, no, load of bloody rubbish. You talk to any astronomer about astrology, and they'll put me in the tinfoil hat wearing group. There are crossovers, but we can cross over into their world. But most of the time, they don't want to cross over into our world because they think we're talking out of our ass, and it
So
belongs with
how do you
tarots.
so how do you see this
Um,
in
there's room for
what
everybody.
confirmation?
There's room for everybody, and I do use fixed stars for certain things, but that's more advanced stuff. Stop thinking ahead. If you think ahead without your basics, you will end up more confused.
How do you want us to see this then?
This is a visual representation of how the moon moves through all 12 signs in 1 month. And it shows you if you were born at the beginning of the month, you'll have a different moon sign to someone who's born in the middle of the month or someone who's born towards the end. There is an overlap here, but every approximately 2.5 days, the moon sign changes. And that's how quickly the moon moves in comparison to Pluto, that may moon move 2 degrees in 1 month. So this is why this changes so frequently, and it has different energies in different signs and in different elements.
And
Like there's
is it okay to ask so the moon is emotional sensitivity
mhm,
and
instinct, mothering,
instinct. And
mothering.
how does as it moves through the different star signs,
Mhm.
how does it affect a person? What would how do you
Okay,
relate it to a person?
it affects differently because of Pisces moon will express emotions, feel emotions very differently from a Gemini moon. The moon is still the same, but it has a different expression. It represents the same thing, but it will express differently in a Gemini to a Capricorn to a Pisces because think about the sun signs. What's a Pisces personality like compared to a Sagittarian personality? The moon is the same. So if you're talking about a Pisces moon, you're talking about someone who's very sensitive and will automatically feel things very deeply. If you're thinking of a Gemini moon, they'll maybe intellectualize their emotions because it's ruled by Mercury. Someone who's Capricorn may be slow to feel because it's an earth sign ruled by Saturn. So it's a different expression of the same thing.
And how would that relate to me or another person? How do we relate this? How do we bring that information together to how does it
First of
affect
all,
an individual?
find out, well, you need to look at your chart. Where is
Yep.
your moon? What relationship does it have with the other planets? Is it in conjunction? Is it in square? Is it sitting on its own? Which sign is it in? Which house is it in? If you've got a Pisces moon in the ninth house, will be different to a Pisces moon in the first house
So we
because
would
of
look
where it is in your chart.
so we'd look at our own chart and where is the moon and which house
And what is it in?
and what is it? What
What
is it
star
in?
sign? What is it
Jocelyn.
in? Is it a Virgo moon? Is it a Pisces moon? Is it an Aquarian moon? Is it a Cancer moon? Because it's if you consider all of these signs to be different flavors of ice cream, a chocolate ice cream isn't going to taste the same as a strawberry ice cream. So it gives different flavors, but it
Yeah,
is the same thing expressed differently. Someone who
and
has an Aries moon may have a mother who's a bit detached or flighty compared to someone who's got a moon in Cancer. Their mother could have been smothering, could have been very nurturing. Someone who's got a moon in Virgo, their mother may be quite detached or hypercritical because of the nature of the signs
got
that
it.
it's in.
Got it. And this what you've drawn here, how does this relate to the individual? How do we
It does.
understand people?
What it does is it shows you the movement of the moon through the signs in the month of December of this year. So this is a visual. So what date are we? We're the 18th. So right now the moon is in Sagittarius, heading towards the new moon on the 21st, which is also the solstice. So we're about here on this coil, on this sacred geometric golden ratio spiral. Any
And
other?
so how do I read that, say for myself or
You
anybody
you
else?
don't. You
Oh,
don't. This is not personal. This is a
okay.
view of where the moon is this month. We
Okay.
started the month here in Aries. We're going to end the month in Taurus. And this is the course that it took during its orbit through the month. We're here now. And on New Year's Eve, the moon is going to be in Taurus. So this doesn't relate to you personally unless, and you can see how quickly it moves through the signs. Okay.
Yeah.
It goes through every sign plus a bit more in the month. So the moon is the fastest moving object in the sky. So it doesn't linger anywhere for very long, which is why two people who can be born with the moon here, someone may have an Aries moon and someone may have a Taurus moon simply because they're born an hour apart. Any other questions?
So I'm asking Sue lots of questions, but really it's for all of Sue's here for all of us. So please
I
do
know,
pipe up.
but you might be asking the questions that they want to hear the answers to as well.
That's true. And Kathy is our newbie today.
Hi,
Kathy,
Kathy.
have you got your chart okay, Kathy? Are you following it? Where are you with your astrology knowledge? If you want to have a chat to Sue.
Well, I haven't got any. It's just that I'm on this by accident and I haven't got a clue how to switch it off. I
Well, I
don't
hope
know
you're
what I'm
enjoying
doing.
it.
I can go back to the front screen and I can still hear everything. I don't know how I got here.
You have to leave, and the way you leave is on one of the menu bars. Or you can just stay there, Kathy. I'm happy to have you sit there listening, should you wish to.
Yes, I'll listen. But
Okay.
what I'm doing, I haven't got a clue.
That's okay. We all have to start somewhere, darling.
I'm definitely a learner.
Cool. And
So I
sorry,
don't
Kathy.
know how to do it again.
Kathy, afterwards, I'll help you get on board with your chart so that you can come into the astrology group and ask Sue direct questions if you want to. We'll have a chat afterwards to get you set up.
So how do I mute now? Because I don't even know how to do this thing.
I can do that for you. I thought to leave you on not mute so that you can speak when you want to.
No, it's okay. I'll just
Okay,
listen.
okay, got it. I've just
Okay.
just done it for you.
Then the next one, the next picture. Where is it? This is right. Can you see that?
It's the same picture, Sue.
Right. Hold on. Right, there we go. Can you see that one now?
Yes.
Okay, can you see there's several lines on here?
Mm-hmm.
Now, these are all the other planets without the moon. I will explain. See this line here?
Yep.
In the month of December, the sun started at 9 degrees of Sagittarius, and on the 31st of December, it finished at 9 degrees of Capricorn. Over here, we've got Mercury, started the month at 20 degrees of Mercury, finished the month at 27 degrees of Sagittarius. This is Venus, starts at 0 degrees of Capricorn, finishes the month at 0 degrees of Sagittarius, I do beg your pardon, and finishes at 7 degrees of Capricorn. Now, you can see here we've got a cluster of planets that are very close together in Capricorn. Mars starts the month at 19 degrees of Sagittarius and finishes the month at 11 degrees of Capricorn. Now you know why I haven't put the moon on here as well.
Definitely.
So this is how far Mercury travels in a month. This is how far around the zodiac that the sun travels in a month. That's how far Mars travels in a month. So the moon is the fastest, followed by Mercury, then Venus, then Mars. Then down here, in a retrograde motion going backwards, we've got Jupiter, starts the month at 24 and goes back to 21 degrees in the month of December. And even slower, we've got Uranus, which looks like a bit of a cluster here, but it starts the month at 29 degrees retrograde. It goes to 29.22 and goes stationary direct. In other words, it stands still. And then it turns on the 31st of 12th. It ends the month at 29.30 degrees in direction forwards. Gets complicated, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Yep. And then we're over here.
You keep talking, I'll keep absorbing, hopefully.
And over here, we've got Saturn. Starts the month at 25, finishes the month at 26. So it takes 1 month to go 1 degrees because that's just come out of retrograde. Neptune starts the month at 29.24 degrees of Pisces retrograde. On the 11th of December, it stations. In other words, it stands still, stops moving. Then it goes forward motion and it ends the month at 29.30 degrees of Pisces. And Pluto is up here. It goes from 1.54 degrees at the beginning of the month and finishes the month at 2.41 degrees of Aquarius. So this is a visual representation of how fast they travel in one given calendar month and where they are in relation to each other. So this is a visual reference. You've got the ephemerises I showed you with a list of numbers, on a grid. This is the same thing, only visual.
It's great. I like this.
So that's December. Does this clarify things? Because I was sitting at work doing a reflexology treatment and I thought, I've got to do this because this is what I see in my mind. But if you're not visual and you can't get it, I see this wheel turning, and I slowly turn it. And this is what majority of astrologers see in one form or another.
Sue, this is very helpful to understand the practicality of what's happening. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, where are we? Well, we're in the middle. That's Earth.
Yeah.
So this is the space around Earth. And this complicated thing of retrograde is where the planet appears to be going backwards. And all the planets except the sun and the moon do retrograde phases. And we all know about Mercury doing retrograde. Well, every single planet, bar the luminaries, the moon and the sun, do retrograde phases. Any questions about this one? No?
No, so this is all happening this month. Everything you've shown so far, this is what's happening this month.
Yep. From the 1st of December to the 31st of December.
So what does it mean?
What does it mean? It
All of it.
means these are the transits. So what you can do is overlay this on top of your chart. Have you got anything between 20 and 0 degrees, 20 degrees of Scorpio to 0 degrees of Sagittarius? If so, Mercury is going to hit something.
Neptune. I've got Neptune. What's everyone else got?
Everyone in the 60s, generally within our generation, has got Neptune in Scorpio. They've got Pluto and Uranus in Virgo. So that's a generational thing.
So you're looking at what's happening, and here it is all happening in Virgo and Sagittarius. So then I look at my chart, Virgo and Sagittarius in the same degrees, and see what's is anything going on there.
Bearing in mind, the Sun transits, don't worry about them. Mercury transits, they're communication. Venus transits, that's when you want to party and feel good. Mars is when if you have a positive Mars transit, that's when you need to spring clean or do something that requires energy. When you're doing a Saturn transit, just be careful, you need hard work, you're going to be a bit drained. The big boys on the outside, which is Pluto up here, Neptune and Uranus down here, they're the long-standing. Those transits can go on for a long time. So that's about, if you have any of these transiting personal planets, that's when you get into counseling. That's when you do the deep dive. That's when you can clear house. And these are long-term ones, and they're generational. They're slow. And if you know that you're getting a Pluto, Neptune, or a Uranus transit, they're going to go on. Pluto and Neptune can go on for 5 years. So that's something that, okay, this is going to go on. What is the lesson here? What is the energy that I need to work with in a positive way so you don't bang your head against a brick wall? And where it falls in your chart shows you the area of your life that will be affected. Jupiter is a great benefic. The only worry with Jupiter is overdoing it, because Jupiter just wants to expand whatever it hits. So if you like chocolate, you're going to eat more chocolate. If you like exercise, you're going to do more exercise. Jupiter is all about bringing in the joy, but it can also be gluttony, so you can overdo it. So when you're looking at the transits, I know where my stuff is. Do you know where your stuff is? So I know that
this is why I say, sorry,
this here, the Saturn transit has, my moon is 23 degrees. So I know now Saturn is never going to hit my moon for another 28 years, because it's going to move forward away from my moon. And same with Neptune, is moving away from my moon. But my descendant is 6.5 degrees of Aquarius. So Pluto is marching on to go over my descendant. So that's how you read them. And I can do it from an ephemeris, which all good astrologers can. But I thought I'd do this visual,
that's great,
diagram so that you can see. You see, these little lines here show you it starts a month here, finishes a month there. So you see it moves this distance in 1 month.
And also, as you said in previous classes, that you can place what's happening today on top of your chart through the astro.com. You can put it on
Yeah.
top.
Yeah. But if you know your own chart, you don't need to do that, because I know where all my planets are, and I look at this and I go, okay, yeah, that you did it. So when you know your chart, and I can't stress this enough, know your chart inside out to the point where you get bored with it. Because I
think I'm
look at
hearing it now. The information is
you
going
need
in.
you need to know your own chart, because from your own chart, when you know your own chart, you see how it works in your own chart. And then you start doing friends. And if you've got a great aunt that absolutely rub shoulders with, get her chart, have a look. What doesn't gel in your charts? And then you can start see where things make a positive union and things make a sandpapery, because not everything is harmonious. Especially things like somebody's Saturn hitting your sun or your moon, that can feel really restrictive and claustrophobic.
So just to catch that, if someone's Saturn is hitting your sun and moon, that means you take their chart and you put it on your chart and see where their Saturn is.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's placed on your sun and moon, then you're looking at that for what's going on there.
Yeah. So when you really know what Saturn is, what the sun is, what Pluto is, and the energies, and they all tie into Roman and Greek myths. Pluto is also Hades, god of the underworld. Neptune is also Poseidon, god of the sea. Uranus was also, there is another one, but I can't for the life of me remember. But Uranus, when you look at the gods, Zeus is Jupiter. And when you look at there's all of those mythological and also with it the visual representations. So you can then attribute, like Mercury is also Hermes, the winged messenger. What does Mercury and what does Hermes do? They send messages, communication. Venus, Aphrodite, love, but also pleasure. Also, Venus also represents your ethics and your morals. Mars, Aries, or Mars and Aries are the same god. And that's all about determination, action, passion, can also be god of war and anger. So when you understand the energies and then you start putting them all together, you can see why the moon and the Mars wouldn't make good bedfellows, but the moon and Venus would. So it's all about going back to the basics and learning the basics.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So can we have perhaps anybody wants perhaps if I can just say to that anyone who's asking about what's December like for you, if Sue can possibly guide and clarify anything here, would anyone like Sue to? Would that be okay, Sue?
Yeah, I've also got January done.
Oh wow!
I've done, because they're on the WhatsApp group.
So how's everybody feeling about December? Would you like Sue to guide you? Just
any questions on December before we move on to January?
Sue, if I look at the 10th house, where
on your chart,
yes,
this does not have houses. This is a natural astrology with no ascendant, no houses. This is just a snapshot of the sky. This is not a chart. So this is not the MC, and that's not the ascendant. This is a flat chart.
Okay. So the 10th house there doesn't mean, so where all those three planets are lined up in the same thing come the end of the month, that doesn't mean anything in particular for the 10th house.
No, it means that it's going through Sagittarius and into Capricorn. The house numbers are there because if this was an actual chart, that would be the houses, but they're the natural houses. So the 10th house is always Capricorn's house, as in it's Capricornic energy. You've got your MC here as Cancer. So your 10th house is ruled by Cancer, but it's still Capricorn's 10th house.
Right.
Okay. Have you got that? Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
have finally seen the light, Sue. I get it.
Congratulations.
I don't know if I hold it, but I get it.
You doubting Thomas. Just because, when it goes in, the thing is, this is called a flat natural chart. It's just a diagram of the circle and what's in the sky right now. It is not a chart of what is in the sky right now. This is just tracking the planets in the sky this month. For want of a better word, it's an ephemeris for this month. So I just wanted to give you a visual drawing representation of the planet's movements for the month of December and the month of January. So you can see how things move through the sky.
Okay, so I don't know if this is a viable question.
Well, but just ask the question.
These three planets that look like they are, so between 9 and 10 on this diagram.
That one, that's the sun.
Yeah. And then the one, not that one, but the one below that, the Mars.
That's Venus. See the little drawings?
Right.
And then that is Mars.
And then Mars.
Yeah.
So where they look like they're traveling
together.
Yes.
They are.
They are doing that. Okay.
They are doing that. They're not traveling together in the same place in the sky per se, but they are all coming into what is called conjunction in Capricorn in December. You got that right. So this is a conjunction. They're all, see, that's 9 degrees, that's 7 degrees, and that's 11 degrees. That is a conjunction. Also could be a stellium because there's 3 planets there.
Oh ho.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so in December, where it's got that additional, is that Saturn with the little horns?
That's Saturn here.
So
that's
what's
Neptune.
The other one in between 8 and 9? What is that?
This one?
Yes.
That's Mercury. See? There's a little drawing. Okay. That's Mercury. And you can also see that Mercury is the fastest without the moon. And then Venus is the next fastest, then the sun, then Mars. So by the distance between the 2 points, that's 0 degrees of Sagittarius on the 1st of December, travels to 7 degrees of Capricorn. So that's 30 degrees in Sagittarius, plus another 7 degrees. That's 37 degrees in 1 month.
Yeah.
So
where there are these 4 planets at the moment, we've moved beyond that.
At the moment, it's the 18th of December. So I haven't got this to scale, but that's the 12th of December and that's the 31st. So we're somewhere in between there. And that's the 1st and that's the 21st. So we're somewhere in there. And that's the 1st and that's the 25th. So we're somewhere there. And that's the 16th there.
Okay.
But if you really want to know, right now, the moon is 12 Sag, the sun is 27 Sag, Mercury is 9 Sag, Venus is 22 Sag, Mars is 2 Cap, Jupiter is 22 Cancer, Saturn is 25.5 of Pisces, Uranus is 28.5 of Taurus, Venus is 29.5, sorry, Neptune is 29.5 of Pisces, Pluto is 2.25 of Aquarius. Because I've just read out the list of the ephemeris for today, right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So where it's got like 4 in this part of the month, changing to 3 in Capricorn, or by the end of the month, how often would that configuration be happening? Where you've got that?
Good question. The reason why it's rarer than you think, because when you look at the length, the distance between the 2 points, they all travel at different speeds, yeah?
Yes.
But at certain times, they catch up with one another. So you'll have a Venus and Mars conjunction here, because this is approximately 1 degree a day. So is the sun, and this takes they have different orbits, so their inner planets do meet up for conjunctions more regularly than the outer planets,
Right.
especially if you get like a Venus, Mars, Mercury, Sun, Pluto conjunction. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting conjunction, because you also then have planets that are dominant. If you have a Sun, Venus, and Mars conjunction in Capricorn, which planet do you think would override the others, or which would be the strongest planet in Capricorn?
Say the question again. Mars, Venus.
If you have Mars, Venus, and the Sun in conjunction, so in a line together in the same degree in Capricorn, which planet of these three, would it be Mars, would it be Venus, or would it be the Sun being the strongest energy in Capricorn?
Oh, well, I kind of think that it
Go
would
on, give it a
be
guess.
the Sun, because it's the bigger planet. No. So it's whatever rules Capricorn.
The ruler of Capricorn is here, it's Venus, but there is a planet that is exalted in Capricorn, and that is Mars.
Right.
So the overriding energy of Sun, Venus, and Mars in Capricorn conjunct would be Mars. And a Mars in Capricorn gives someone unbelievable stamina and determination.
Right.
It would override the Venus, and it would override the Sun.
Wow.
That would be someone who is career-minded, dogged determination to get where they're going.
Okay. A sort of warrior class being born at the moment.
Not so much a warrior class, no, because warrior would indicate someone who has violent tendencies. This would be someone who would, because Capricorn is not very demonstrative. If it was an Aries, they'd be and Mars would be the dominant planet because it's in rulership. Mars rules Aries, but it's exalted in Capricorn. So this would be someone who would quietly behind the scenes be very, very determined to get where they want to go. They'd be stubborn. And as a child, they could be reserved, they could be introverted, because Venus in Capricorn is not someone who's overly demonstrative with personal display of affection. I have a Venus in Capricorn. And I don't do romance, and I don't do over display of public. I don't need that. I have an inner sense of security and worthy. So Venus, and my husband had Venus in Capricorn as well. And we were two very independent type of people that didn't need an awful lot of reassurance. So that is another element that you wouldn't consider unless you learnt about it. There's exaltation, there's rulership, and there's detriment.
Did you say detriment? Okay.
Detriment is where it's in its opposite sign. That's easy. So Mars rules Aries. So if your Mars is over here in Libra, your Mars is considered in detriment because it's in its opposing sign. That's simple.
Yeah, no, you lost me. Tell me that again, please.
Mars rules Aries.
Yes.
Okay. Its opposite sign, see, opposite, 180 degree, mirror opposite, got it?
Yeah.
Is
yes.
Libra.
Yes.
If your Mars is in Libra, it's in detriment because it's in the opposing sign.
Okay.
Venus rules Libra. So if you have a Venus in Aries, your Venus is in detriment because it's in the opposing sign.
I'm with you. Thank you.
Got it? Okay.
Oh, my word. Okay,
See,
thank you.
That's okay. Hey, you don't know until you're told. Any other questions, guys?
I think you need the house chart, the planet meaning, and the ruler chart, and your star sign, and what you want to have a look at up at once until you get like Sue with the information in your head. I mean, that's what I need.
All of the documents are in the group or in the WhatsApp group. You just
fantastic.
go in. Yeah, they're all there. I've written all of the documents and stuck them in at the very beginning. And
fantastic.
I can repost them if you want, or put them at the beginning.
Oh, that's great, Sue. And anybody wants to go into the WhatsApp group and just click on, if you click the title of the group, and then you'll see media or docs and things, and you'll find everything like that as well. And so I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff going on in, well, mainly Sagittarius. So then I look at my chart, Sagittarius, and it's all sort of house 4, house 5. Does that
Yep.
mean all this December activity is affecting my houses of 4, 5? Does that make,
Go to the top of the class and earn a fucking chocolate frog. Exactly. Excuse my language, people.
So hang on a
Exactly.
sec. Okay, so going a little bit deeper. So the
Mm-hmm.
fourth house is the family home, ancestry, and the fifth
Yeah.
house is the other, with pleasure, creativity,
Yes.
self-expression.
Yeah. It's
So,
lovers, what you love, it's creativity, and it's also children, because children is the highest form of creativity.
okay. So then I look at the activity in December, and I'm looking at communication. So that does that mean communication's really good in the family and children?
It depends on what else it's being hit, but the communication within the family could be more busy than usual or may come to the fore. With Venus going through your fourth house, you may have lots of family gatherings, could be your Christmas dinner, who knows? So with Mars there, you could be busy, physically busy, or just a hectic schedule. And there's no retrograde of Mercury, so your communication may not get misconstrued. So for you, fourth and fifth house means that you're busy with your family doing creative stuff.
Which we
Yeah,
are, and I'm feeling the Mars because before I break for my work, it's very, very busy this week, last couple of weeks. So
yeah,
that would be Mars.
yeah. And Mars is about action, but it can be frustration as well. It can push you over into anger or irritation. But using Mars properly, you can assert boundaries with the help of Saturn. But if you feel yourself getting pushed too much with too much Martian energy, too much action, you have to instigate your boundaries and reinstate them and reinforce them. But with Venus here, it probably won't be too much of a hassle because you'll be enjoying the hectic making busy. And there's the sun there as well. So it's an interesting time.
I am enjoying it. I like the busy
Mm,
because I know I'm going to have a rest soon, but
mm,
and the communication and the love, I can feel that because I have had some
yeah,
altercations, but I haven't crumbled with it. I've brought up my clarity of communication,
yep.
um, and that seems to be a feeling of tough but true, clarity of communication. So that would be the love, the Venus, and the Mercury going on, maybe.
Well, we also have Mercury when it goes into Sagittarius in detriment because it's the rulership of its opposite sign of Gemini.
Uh, Hang on, just say that
So
again slowly.
Mercury, when it's in Sagittarius, is in its opposite sign.
Ah,
Therefore, it's in detriment. So its opposite sign is down here, and Gemini and Sagittarius are opposite. So Mercury in Saggy is in detriment.
okay, and that might be why I'm getting some altercations, some big
Mm-hmm,
clashes.
mm-hmm.
Interesting. It's amazing.
And there's also another thing I'll add to this. When the sun sits to the degree on top of Venus and Mars, the sun hides it. It's called combust. There's another one to add to your list. When something is combust, it's eclipsed. So the ferocity and the brightness of the sun blocks out and temporarily overshadows, particularly Mercury. So it can be a bit of a killjoy. But with Mars being exalted in Capricorn, it sort of balances that out.
Brilliant. And does anybody else want to share what they see in what's happening with the planets with their particular chart in December? Or let's move to January. We're coming up to time, so perhaps we ought to move on to January if there's no more questions for December.
Wow, we are. Anyone
Going
else?
quick.
Right. Now, where is it? Planet.
Let's go for it. I feel like finally I've visited 11 months listening to you in the WhatsApp group. And Kathy, you don't know at the moment, but we have a WhatsApp group where Sue supports you between the monthly calls if you do want to stay in the astrology course.
Right. Right. Where is it? Stop that share. Start again. Where is it?
It's so interesting. And I don't know if I speak for everybody, but as a beginner, it's so important to have some experienced guidance like yourself, Sue, to keep you on the clarity track. Because I mean, we're just beginners, aren't we? And I certainly, like Oriana, I feel like some things are really beginning to sink now. But I guess it's all the repetition and your expert guidance. And Sue offers a special deal to get your chart read, which I really recommend if you feel called to, because it's just so enlightening about learning who you are, learning why you struggle with this or that, or learning your best potentials. It's just so valuable. I found it that way as well anyway. So
okay, guys, can you see that?
yep.
Right, here's January. Can you see how everything's moved over? And here they all are here.
Mm-hmm.
So what we've got now at the beginning of January was 10 degrees of Capricorn, finishes January at 11 degrees of Aquarius. Mercury. So we now have an alignment of Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Pluto, all conjunct. That is a stellium at the end of Capricorn, early Aquarius. Ouch. Any baby born with that, holy hell. And I'm not quite sure where the moon is.
So can you elaborate?
Well, put it this way, you have an over a single energy of either Capricorn or either Aquarius. And at the moment, and the moon is down here. So what have you got? You've got loads of Capricorn ruled by Aquarius. That is someone who finds life quite hard because as Aquarius and Capricorn, they're not light and fluffy signs. Pisces feels, and the moon is down here at about that time. So it's like, that's a tough chart with all of that Capricorn far out. This person or people born with that, with the Pluto there, Jesus Christ, I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't know where to start with an adult who came to me with that in their chart. It's sort of the equivalent of yours, Oriana, only the opposite sign. Because you have all of your Cancer here. You got a load of Cancer and Leo here. This person has the opposite, a load of Capricorn with a bit of Aquarius. That's a fixed sign, and that's a cardinal sign. None of that is gentle. None of that is soft. It's really hard. I mean, dare I say, they could be on the spectrum. They would have difficulty interacting, being part of a group. They would feel quite disconnected because then they've got these two here in the end of Pisces, early Aries, and that would make a sextile, which is 2 signs away, 1, 1, 2. And I'm looking around. That's all cardinal. That's fixed. That's mutable going into cardinal. That's fixed, and that's cardinal. Where's the gentleness when you're looking at people to be able to compromise, to be able to be more mutable with themselves? This is really hard. There's no softness, there's no gentleness. It's just my way, highway. And yeah, that's hard. I look at that and I think, God forbid any babies born with that. And if you were choosing to start a company or you were choosing to get married, you would avoid that like the plague. You would give it 6 months. I wouldn't want to go anywhere near that combination. Because Aquarius, Venus in Aquarius, just about every Venus in Aquarius that I've seen, they end up in relationships outside of their culture, outside of their religion. They will generally find somebody who doesn't fit within their group. I've also noticed that Aquarius Venus or Aquarius and Uranus, not Aquarius Venus and Aquarius or Venus and Uranus, they can have non-conforming sexual preferences. In other words, not heterosexual, which can cause problems with the family. This is anyone born here who's chosen to have this combination in their natal chart. Oh, no, thank you. That would be, yeah. And one other thing is there's very little out here. And you've got Jupiter in opposition. Well, that's not very helpful. And Taurus fixed again, making no, just no. So this is a prime example of what to avoid. That's tough. And on a global stage, explosive. Pluto, Mars conjunction together, earthquakes, war, or at least extreme disagreement in parliaments. I don't see any of the major issues or wars coming to an end anytime soon. Besides, it's the patriarchy that make the decisions. And what's happening in Australia or happened in Australia and what's going on since. If you want peace, you have to be it. Don't get involved with the politics. If you want compassion in the world, you have to be it. Because getting angry at what is going on is adding to that fuel to the fire.
Amen to that, Sue. Wonderful words.
There will always be conflict. There will always be war because this is planet Earth is a learning. It's a school. And without conflict, pain and suffering, we don't do our inner work. We don't do our inner growth. And from my point of view, I use the chart to see where I need to grow. And the growth always comes from where I feel my pain, where I don't fit. And that's why I always say, shovel your shit with diligence, but not at somebody else. And there are loads of people on the planet to help you with that. But whoever is born with this, God help them. But they chose it. So that's a bit of a clunger. Everyone's gone quiet.
Oh, they have.
Okay,
Yeah,
so just checking. Oh, sorry, Althea.
Sorry.
You go.
Oh, so you're saying that this is how it is right now, and this is how it's affecting not only people but the world.
Oh, absolutely, because every country has a chart. I mean, this is what's in the sky. All of this is January. So we start January at the beginning of the line and we finish January at the end of the line. So you can see how Neptune is moving forward. So Neptune starts January at 29 degrees of Pisces, finishes January at 0 degrees of Aries. And
so you're talking troubled times in January in the world.
Oh, there's always troubled times because humanity haven't learned. I'm looking at Venezuela, and as soon as I saw what was going on with Venezuela, I said it's about oil. It's about oil. It's boys and their toys. The European Parliament today just agreed to keep abortion as a human right, as a woman's right to choose. So it's now enshrined in law, so it can't be taken away. And Capricorn is very masculine. It's ruled by Saturn, which we look at a chart and go, that could be the father or the authority figure. And Capricorn is hard. Capricorn is not soft. Whenever I massage a Capricornian person, someone who I know is strongly Capricorn, their body is rigid, their muscles are tense, they don't have very much flexibility in their joints, and they can be very inflexible in their opinions and inflexible in their beliefs. I mean, if the hare and the tortoise were astrology signs, here's the hare. Hello, how you doing? Input, input, input. You know, that's the ADHD. Here's the tortoise. And that's Saturn and that's Mercury. They both have positives and wonderful attributes, and they both have really negative, annoying attributes. And we need all of them because we need little bits of every single energy. But Capricorn is hard. It's like banging your head against a brick wall. A leopard doesn't change its spots until it chooses to. You can take a horse to water, but you can't make the bugger drink unless it wants to. You know, that's the Capricornian energy. I'll believe it when I see it. It's a crock of shit. Oh, I'll investigate that. Oh, actually, it's not. Some of the good astrologers are Capricorn because they are so thorough. They cross their T's, they dot their I's. But don't argue with the Capricornian astrologer because you won't get anywhere. Don't argue with the Capricorn, period.
I used to go out with the Capricorn. I can vouch for that. Oriana, did you want to? Do you still want to speak? Say something.
Yes, quickly, just to say, you said, thank you for that, Sue, and you said wait for 6 months. Why? Is that because those planets are going to, the rate that they're moving is going to change by then, so they won't all be together? Or
A month ago, they were all lined up here.
yeah.
And already we've got almost like the front row of a race here. 6 degrees, 16 degrees, 17 degrees, 11 degrees.
Yeah.
So this will keep going. Mercury will move forward. So will all of these. Pluto will stay where it is, but they'll all separate in their own time. And in 6 months, they could be down here by the time Gemini. And this is electional astrology will tell you if you're going to launch anything, open anything, celebrate anything, get married, any significant thing in your life, wait, because this energy is intense. With Pluto there, yeah, so this is what a stellium looks like as it moves through. And all the astrologers are talking about it. And they all move into Aquarius on the 21st, on the 12th, and on the 24th. So, yeah, I'd give it at least 3 months because then it'd be clear these guys here. They'll all be clear Saturn and Neptune. I can deal with the Uranus better than I can deal with these two.
And what does Pluto again? So the Jupiter makes everything bigger because it's a big planet, right? So it highlights things.
Jupiter expands.
Expands.
So if you want more money, Jupiter can help you do that. If you want more food, Jupiter will help your waistline. So Jupiter can also, like, I know someone who's got Jupiter opposite Moon. When they find something that makes them feel good, they just want more, which includes drugs, alcohol, food. So it's indiscriminate. Whatever you feel good, it wants more. So it can be used in a very, very positive way, but it can also send you over the edge because it can send you into gluttony.
Thank you. And Pluto?
Or too many handbags. Pluto, that's easy. Shadow work, that which is hidden. Pluto is shadow. It's the underworld. It's Hades. It's Scorpio. It's CSI. It's forensics. When Pluto passes through a sign, it will transform whatever it's touching. We've just gone through the Pluto in Capricorn, and we went through an overhaul of banking, institutions. So Capricorn can be the old institutions and sort of politics in a way. And Aquarius is all about IT AI. So we're going to have positive and negative uses of IT, robotics, more chat GP and all that sort of stuff. So be very, very vigilant and keep your IT up to date and all of your security. And don't fall into scams. Be really vigilant on any emails that come through. Check out the email address, and if it looks too good to be true, it is, and bin it. And don't believe everything you see, because fake news, AI, all of that sort of stuff. We're already going into the era of AI music. We've also gone into the era of CGI movies like Avatar, less acting and more animation, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. So watch this space. The world keeps turning, and it's up to you to keep your peace. Anyway, I will prefer to be on my own.
Wise words. Wise words.
Better be on your own than be with people who don't allow you to keep your peace, or actually you let them take your peace. So there we go. I hope that's helped giving you a visual.
Amazing. So we have come to the top of the, I can't believe you squeezed that in for the last 15 minutes, all that information. That's incredible. Well done, well done. So we have come to the top of the hour. Are there any last questions for Sue before we stop this recording? Yeah, I think I'm just going to press on the button in case you're struggling to unmute. Anybody have any last questions? So all good to go. All good to go. Any last words of wisdom to send us away with, Sue?
Learn your chart. Know your chart. I can't stress that enough. When you know your chart, then all of what we've talked about, transits, compatibility, can all start to fall into place because you know your chart and know the basics. You should be able to look at this and tell me and show me exactly where Leo is on the chart. What house does it represent? Where is any sign and what rules it? And what's the quality of the planet that rules it? You should know that stuff. And it's basic stuff. And when you know that, you can build. Then you can start looking at progressions, transits, compatibility and synastry. Then you can look at whether or not you fit to live in. It feels good to live in a certain country or a certain city.
I'm wondering, Sue, perhaps not before Christmas because it's all quite busy for everybody now, but I'm wondering before the last class next month, which is on the 15th of January, I'm wondering whether it'd be a good idea to spend, once we all come gather again in WhatsApp, or to do maybe 1 week on this and 1 week on that, 1 week on houses, 1 week on talking about star signs, qualities, and everything, and 1 week on rulers, or so, perhaps just go full on concentration for each major area that's important to know. Would that be something that
we can do that. But we moved it from the 15th to the 22nd because I fly back from Miami that day.
Okay, right, I'm on it. Changed.
Yep.
To the 22nd.
Yep. The following Thursday, because I land back from Miami and I'll probably be no good for anything at that time.
Got it. I will sort that straight away.
Cool.
The 22nd. Fantastic. Okay, so if there aren't any more questions for this one, Sue, thank you so much. It's amazing. And if you're listening on this on replay on YouTube or on my website, and then do make sure that you come into the WhatsApp group so you can watch all the replays if you want to, but come straight into the WhatsApp group where Sue's waiting for your questions and is there to guide you and help to read your chart or help you to understand astrology.
And if I can't answer the question, I know someone who probably could, so I can always investigate it more thoroughly.
Amazing. So another incredible class and guidance. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks,
and thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, Ariana. Thank you, everybody. Just last message was Rose said, thank you, Sue. A lot to digest. Much appreciated.
It's a big subject. I'm not surprised. And, you know, it's lots of little bits and pieces. Eat astrology in small bites. Ariana, this is specifically for you, darling. Start with lots of little bites. You want to learn everything you can't. And when you know the small little bites and do the 12 signs, which also correlate to the 12 houses, why don't you guys do your own exercise of get to know one sign a month? And by the end of the year, you'll know the 12 signs and the 12 houses. It's a big subject, and I want to dive in and know everything, but you can't. Takes years.
Takes years, doesn't it? Thank you so much, Sue. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Have a wonderful evening and dive straight into the WhatsApp group between this call and the 22nd of January for the next one. And where Sue guides you. Thank you very much, Sue.
You're welcome.
Another amazing class. Thank you, everybody. Have a
Go
wonderful
well,
evening.
guys.
Bye for now.